Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tea with Publicity. It's been a crazy week. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the outpouring love and support last week. It's been like truly, truly incredible. I've never received so many DMs in my entire life. And we got my podcast ratings up to 1,000 reviews, which I'm so happy. That voice that you hear, that's Jill. She's here, back by popular demand.
Hi.
I'm still trying to figure things out with the pod, like where my studio will be, who will partner with me on ads or hosting the podcast. I definitely have meetings with different, I've already like had so many meetings with different podcast, I keep wanting to say like agencies, but studios or networks.
Girl, you're incredible. You literally took a hit and then bounced the fuck back.
Came back real quick.
Real quick, real strong.
So I am in the process of figuring all of that out, but I did just want to like do a little disclaimer. Obviously, you guys, I think, know me well enough, but as I do start to talk partnerships with different brands, I want you guys to know that me and my new manager are having really like realistic conversations about who we're going to partner with and who we're not going to partner with. So I just want you guys to know that whenever you do hear me doing an ad, it's coming from me, and everything's getting approved by me. Like there's already some like, you know, like dieting apps and stuff that I hear people promoting that I just know I don't want to work with. So I'll definitely be turning away things that don't fit with me. So I'm really excited for you guys to see everything that's coming up, because it's going to be stuff that I'm like hand picking that I think could benefit you guys, like codes and whatever. And I did create that Instagram account, Alyssa Amoroso Closet. Have you seen me posting this?
Wait, yeah, it freaks me out because it's a different picture than like your usual picture. And I was like, who is that imposter? I got nervous. And then I was like, oh, look, it's all her outfit.
It's her. I started making a separate page for my clothes, because obviously I could always link it on my regular Instagram, but I was like, this is so much more concise to be able to like see the image, just have it designated. Like clearly I don't need another account for that, but it's like really not hard for me to do that. And I just think it's easier. So then when you're shopping, you could just go to one place. And I linked all of my outfits from Paris. Hopefully Jill and I are going to go to Italy this summer. Going.
We're booking the flight after this.
We are going to Italy this summer. So I'll do like all my Italy clothes. I'm also already talking to some brands, like clothing brands, about partnering with me. And I was like, no, you guys don't understand. Like we need to do hauls. Like I need to do a full outfit edit for Italy. Like we need this. This is my pitch to them. I'm like, you need to sponsor my Italy clothes. Anyway, so that's kind of like the housekeeping stuff. Again, thank you guys so much for the support. It's been really overwhelming. Obviously, we have a few like nasty like men, but that's it.
You just said a mouthful.
Yeah, here they come again. But yeah, it's been really okay. I think there was a little bit of confusion last week. I was crying so much because of some personal life stuff. And I think everyone thought I was crying about the job all week, but it wasn't really that. I was crying half because of overwhelmingness, half because of something going on in my personal life with a loved one. And then also I got in like a Twitter war, and like that just added on to it. Like just all this like shit at once.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, but it really wasn't work that I was necessarily crying about. I actually feel really confident, like for the first time in so long.
I feel like you unlocked a door.
Right?
And immediately, like, I think there was the initial sadness, and then just like, okay, but there are so many new opportunities that are about to come my way. Like,
yep.
I think you felt a little bit refreshed.
I feel so refreshed. I feel okay. I have on my list to talk about how I'm in my my nesting phase of life. You know, people say before you have a baby, you start nesting. Yeah. I'm like in this. When I worked for myself, I made my apartment such a priority. Like everything was color coded, everything was so organized, and I feel like I'm going through that again. I know you're laughing. You can tell that.
Alyssa texted me the other day out of the blue and just goes, I want to be a minimalist and like If you know Alyssa, you know that she's anything but minimal. And I just couldn't stop laughing. And she was like, no, I can do it. And then she's like, except for clothes and accessories and shoes.
Yeah, I don't want less fashion. I want less piles
of fashion.
Honestly, yes. Like, I need less piles of clothes and more of the clothes hung in color-coded order.
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate
more
that.
Organization.
More organization.
Yes. So,
but not less stuff.
Not less stuff, but less like, like I would say my apartment's minimal. Right now it looks like a mess, but it's not like super, well, it looks kind of cluttered because I have boxes out over here.
I don't even have to say anything.
But it's not normally when it's tidy.
But it's not like you're a hoarder. It's just like a normal, like it's a New York City apartment with a normal human stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But I like things to be like organized and clean. And I noticed that now that I'm working, it's been like a week for myself again, I am literally insane with my space. I went through my entire closet that has all my supplies, cleaned it out from top to bottom, swept. I went through my drawer under my sink that has like my paper bags and like my garbage bags and toilet paper. Went through that. I went through yesterday my real closet. I went through all of my underwear and my socks. I threw out all of the ones that didn't match. All of the ones with like period stains or like just a gross. You know, you have like the lace underwear that are torn to shreds.
I do. I just had to buy my lingerie bag got torn to shreds. Like that's how aggressive the washer and dryer is. That put it in the wash and I pulled it out and it was torn to shreds, underwear everywhere. That's how aggressive the washer and dryers are. It's like there's blades in there.
They say that the washers and dryers in New York City are like really intense and I feel
and also
that.
Don't clean. Well,
it's gross. One time my sister got her sock back from like a wash and fold and there was a cockroach in it.
I have to go.
Is that not the most New York City thing you've ever heard?
No. I would sue for emotional. No.
Also,
damage.
do you guys remember a few months ago I like claimed that my laundry service was stealing my Lululemon?
Yeah, I remember that.
I found it all. No. I never put them on blast.
Apologize.
No, I never put them on blast or anything.
To the universe.
I just know, you know what my good deed was? Like I was supposed to email them a list of everything so they could pay me out for it. And I never sent that list.
Where did you find them?
A bad person would have sent that list, gotten the money and still kept the Lulu.
Where did you find them?
Just like slowly but surely you find
like one over here, one over there.
No, it's I have piles of clothes. Like, it's so annoying. But anyway, so I'm in this stage where now that I'm in my space more, and not only that, like this morning I was like working on my roof, like going for walks. Like I'm like this new person. I miss this bitch.
I miss it. The bitch is back.
The bitch is back. I missed being this person. I don't know. I like working from home. The only time I didn't like working from home, which is like how I know everything happens for a reason, was during COVID.
When you had to work from home.
And thank God I had an office because that saved my mental health. So I think just everything works out the way it's supposed to.
The timing is good for you. Yeah.
It really is.
It's also so nice going into summer, like not having a schedule, like being what did you say when I was like, oh, what time do you want to record the podcast? And you're like, oh, we'll do it late night. Like, whatever.
Well, I was like, no day matters.
No time.
It's like you don't get Sunday scandies. You don't get Sunday scaries because every day you're scared and every
day.
Am I going to pay my rent this month? I don't know. We'll see. But like, you just like things are different. But I miss that feeling of not feeling like you have a schedule. You could just do whatever, whenever.
Like the world is your oyster.
Literally this morning, I was like, should I go to Thailand?
Do you book it?
Well, I found this couple on TikTok who I'm obsessed with. Their names are like, let me find them because now you guys are going to want to look them up. It's like Peter and Claire. Oh, Claire and Peter.
Is that the guy who... He just got diarrhea on the bus. And
yes.
Shitting his pants.
Yes.
I follow them.
Claire and Peter. Jill, I was going to tell you too. So I found them from the diarrhea video.
No, I found them way back.
So this couple.
Imagine being known
as the diarrhea couple.
They have the coolest life, but their only claim to fame is.
They saved $45,000 among two of them, which is like a lot of money still. But they were like, okay, we're going to travel for a year and off $45,000 for the two of us, and we're going to travel the world. And they're like budgeting their trip. They have a $123 budget per day. of spending money, and they've just inspired me. I mean, this is like where I'm like stuck up, but like I would never stay in half of the conditions that they're staying in.
Oh my God. It's such a different experience. Like, it's like the motto, like, you have to do the thing in the place. So like they were in like, I think they were in Jordan or Lebanon or something. They stayed in these incredible tents.
No, that I would do. Like, the tents and stuff I would do. It's like
where do you draw the line?
In the like bed, the mattress on the floor in Vietnam with like the bugs.
Oh, it's like not bad.
Okay, you tell me that when you have bed bugs and a rash.
I went to Thailand and slept like in a sleeping bag on the floor for
the whole time. You slept on the floor?
It was like 2.5 weeks. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not going to put it past.
Took a bath with a garbage bucket, like no running water. It was like fresh water from the river.
I just like to travel and make it luxury. Guys,
I respect it.
Honestly, if you could afford to, obviously everything's within reason. Like if I was backpacking and I had a budget, I'm one of those people that could like realistically be really like bare bones and not wear makeup, or I'm like, I need to be the bougiest person. It depends what vibe you're going for. And I also think it really depends on the mindset. If you know you're going backpacking, that's your mindset.
100%.
It's very different. Yeah. So either way.
It depends where you're going. Like you're not going to stay in.
Sorry, there's something in my eye and I'm like twitchy McGee over here. It's a hair.
You're not going to like stay in a hostel, a sleeping bag on the floor in Paris, but like.
But people do.
Really?
I think.
We didn't have that experience?
No. Of course I went to Paris and bought a Chanel and then like got laid off.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the time to spend that money.
But you had the money when you bought the bag.
Yeah.
If we went to Paris a month later, you would have been like, oh, I need to be frugal.
Never.
You never would have bought it.
Do you know my first thought was in that room when we were having the conversation? I was like, I got to return the bag.
No!
I swear on my life.
That's so sad.
No, I was like, I don't even care. I'm not attached to it yet. Like, I got to get rid of it.
Attached to it. Her.
Anyway, guys. So, where was I even going with this? I also am having a conversation with a travel company, and basically what they do is they help organize and plan like group travel.
You were telling me about that.
Yeah. So what would happen was like I would pick a destination and then I'll like do a survey. You might see me doing the survey very soon because I really want to do this. I'll do a survey on my stories, like asking you guys which destination do you want to go to, like how much, what's your budget, whatever, what kind of activities do you want, and then they'll help us organize and plan the whole trip. And it'll basically just be like the Tea Tribe in Bali, and that's the destination I want. Because I've really only gone to that region of the world once when I went to Thailand. So I don't want to go back there. But I'm really in the mood. I think the kind of trip that I want to plan, because I'll have a say in all the activities, is like self-love. Like one day of meditating, one day of like yoga, one day of, I don't know, a local cooking class is one of the options.
Go to, like, Amangiri before we go to...
Talk a little closer to the mic.
I feel like we need to go to like Amangiri before we go to Bali.
Now who's bougie? That hotel I think is like $4,000
it costs the
a
same
night.
thing to
No, Bali's like cheap, I think. It's like we could live like these people are living on the TikTok. It's like $100 a day.
I know, but I think we have to take off like 2 weeks of work to fly there. It's like 3 days to get there, no?
So you're coming.
You're gonna go without me?
I'm 100% doing this trip. I like really want to do it. So stay tuned. I'll be doing a survey soon, but like I have my eye on Bali. Costa Rica could be like a close second, but I still rather go to Bali. Picture all of us, like me and like the Tea Tribe and you, and we're like in like Indonesia. I'm like, hey guys, nice to meet you.
It's like a bachelorette party, but like without the strippers.
The way I don't know. I would be careful what you wish for. No, but the way they made it sound, which I like, they're like, they don't want me to feel like I'm like hosting the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So they're like, you could put enough downtime in it so people could go to the pool, go do whatever they want, but then you could have dinners and
together.
This and that.
That's really nice.
And like and then they have someone there hosting it, like a trip leader, so it's not just like me the whole time being on, because I want to go on vacation and like get drunk and like laugh with you guys and actually have a time.
I love that idea.
I think it sounds so fun. Okay, so that's that. Let's see what else is on my list. I have a lot. I have something that says main character era, because I do feel like I'm coming into my main character era a little bit, which I'm just happy for.
I'm excited for. I feel like you've put in a lot of work, gone through a lot, ready to hatch and unfold.
Really to hit the ground running.
You're just like hitting your stride, I think.
Thank you. I have something in here about the conversation that we had the other day when okay, so basically the day actually that shit hit the fan, Jill was like, do you want to go to this event with me tomorrow night? And I, even in that moment, I was like so overwhelmed. I was like, I don't even know what my name is, but like, I guess, what do I have to lose at this point? I was like, but I'm like not in a good headspace, so I guess. Which I knew I probably shouldn't have committed in that moment because I was in such a weird like fog. But then the next day comes around and like I truly just even forget that I have this thing with Jill at night because I'm just running around all day. I'm like not clear. And then she texts me at like 4 and she's like, what time do you want to meet? And I was like, oh. So I wasn't going to cancel because I was like, okay, that's shitty to do. Like you made a commitment. And then like I had all this stuff and then I had a call and a meeting and I was just getting so overwhelmed that I was like, all I could do is be honest and just know that it's really shitty that I'm backing out this last minute. So I think I voice noted you or called you. I called you and then I texted you after. I called you and was like, I'm really overwhelmed. Yeah. I have a call that I forgot about. And she was just like, okay. And she was like, I get it. Okay. And then I texted her after and I was like, I'm sorry. I know that's really shitty that I just did that. But you also
have to add the context that like I was also not in a good place and I was also going through like just a hard time.
So I knew she was going through a hard time. So I felt even shittier having to cancel knowing you needed a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was like a double-edged sword kind of.
No, it was double whammy.
Yeah, like you needed me and I needed to be alone.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So like I texted her and it was just like we were laughing after because I said something like, I know it was really shitty that I had to do that. My head's not on straight. Like if I'm being completely honest, like I'm just not, I can't. And she was like, I hear you and I know you can't. I'm also having a hard time, but like the two things could coexist at the same time.
No, you're not doing this story.
All right, you do it, Justin.
Should we read the text? The text was beautiful.
Yeah, I know, but do you think we'll be able to find it? We text so damn much.
Basically, she was like, I know you really need me and I feel really bad that I can't be there, but like I also need to like prioritize myself. And I was like, I know that you're really going through a lot also, and I do really need you right now, but I know that like you have to pick yourself. So like I'm really upset that you're not coming and that like you canceled, but I 100% understand. And two things can be true at the same time. Like I'm upset, but like I'm not upset with you. Like I completely understand.
Yeah, like you're bummed, but like you're not mad at me.
Exactly. And then we literally just started laughing because we were like, that was the most therapy fueled interaction and like exchange you could ever have. Like I need to show my therapist to put on her fridge.
We're like, that's
beautiful.
We're like, and that's two people who go to therapy communicating.
It was textbook
because it was just like so like it was like acknowledging but understanding and empathetic. We were like, wow, that's like beautiful.
That's on growth.
That's on growth. And so that's your sign to go to therapy and also make sure your best friend's in therapy. But you know, it's just about communicating effectively. And like I feel like I get so many conversations and so many DMs about people with friends or significant others, whoever. And actually someone yesterday was DMing me, and I don't think she'll care if I talk about this because she said I could, but she was someone that wrote in a few months ago about she really like was planning a bachelorette party, and she lives like somewhere in like upstate New York, and her friends weren't being proactive in planning the bachelorette, and she was really bummed because her wedding's abroad and half of them can't go to the wedding. So she really just wanted her bachelorette party to be like a time to be with her friends. And she DM'd me yesterday and was like, I'm so upset. Like I took things into my own hand and started planning the bachelorette party since my friends had no interest. And when I told them like what I had planned, they were all like really mad and said that I was expecting too much of them. And she was just really bummed. And like my advice back to her, I was like, why don't you just be on? Like, why don't you just say to them, come to them from a vulnerable place of being like, hey, like, I feel really uncomfortable that I made you uncomfortable by asking too much. And I don't ever want to be that person that like feels like I'm asking too much. But I was really just I was coming from this place and this is what I meant. And I was like, why don't you just be upfront?
I feel like we
right?
sometimes like make too many assumptions about like where the other person is, like where they're thinking from, where they're coming from, instead of just like saying how you feel, then asking how they feel. And that clear communication is what
like instead
gets you
of
from A to B.
Towing around it, I was like, why don't you just say it? Like just say like, hey,
so
my feelings are hurt. She was like, I want to do that, but I'm too upset right now. Like I need to take a second, because she was like emotional.
Yeah.
So she was like, I'm not in the place right now where it could come out clearly.
Gotcha.
Which also was good, because I don't think you should answer something when you are like emotionally charged. But yeah, so I wanted to bring that up because I just thought it was so funny the way we had communicated that entire situation.
It was really nice.
Let's do Ask Alyssa. This is a special edition. People wrote in. I mean, not wrote in, they voice noted me in. So I feel like I'm Delilah. Do you know Delilah from the radio?
Like, hey there, Delilah.
No, she's like this woman on like the 97.6, like the slow channel. And she's always like, hello, everyone. It's Delilah now taking your evening calls.
No, but that's how you should answer.
and then someone will call in and be like, yo, Delilah, my wife is cheating on, like whatever.
No!
Yes, Delilah.
Is that a New Jersey local?
She's like a radio like
icon,
like Elvis Duran.
Oh,
you know, she's like a radio
Can we look her up
icon.
after this?
Yeah, she's amazing. Me and Chelsea Braden used to like fall asleep listening to this woman's voice.
I can't sleep when you put on Delilah.
Yeah. So because she's so relaxing. So anyway, so I feel like I have a hotline now. And I feel like some of you were shy to send in voice notes because not that many people did. So I'm hoping once you hear these, then maybe next week you'll send me a voice note.
I heard about this thing just really quickly, a little off topic, that there's this app that you can curate a podcast like just for your group of friends. So like I could record a really long voice note like for you of like my day or whatever, like a story that I want to tell you, and then you could like record your own voice note and it combines into like a podcast, so we could send it to like our group of friends and then they could just like listen. So you don't have to talk in the group chat anymore. You just curate your own podcast.
That's kind of fun, but it sounds time consuming to listen to. But that's really nice for long distance friends.
Yeah, like about you go for a walk and then instead of listening to like a podcast, you're just listening to like
Wait, that's fun.
You know that Spanish show that I love? She basically does that. She sends her friends like a 45-minute voice note.
Wait, that's so fun.
Okay, sorry.
Do you know the name?
Of the app or the Spanish show?
Of the app.
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Okay, first caller.
Hey Alyssa, I'm a huge fan of your show. I love listening to it when I'm at work or in the gym. My question is, how do you tell your friends that you're really not into drinking that much anymore and that you kind of want to relax and take it easy? Because drinking just hasn't been my vibe lately. Love you. Thanks.
Love you too. I think I'm not like a huge drinker, to be honest. And I feel like with my friends, they kind of just know it now. Like when we go places and we go to dinners, like I have one friend who will have like 2 drinks to my 1, and it's just kind of discussed. I'm like, I'm not judging you for drinking, but I don't like drinking. And she's like, I'm not judging you for not drinking. Like we just kind of, you have to get to that point where you're just comfortable with your decision.
I think also you don't have to make a broad announcement. Like I'm no longer, or I'm deciding to drink less. You could take it on like a day by day like basis. Just
Fair.
like, oh, I don't really feel like drinking much tonight. Also, I feel like I've had so many good like cocktail alternatives, like Seedlip, or like I saw an ad for like Heineken beerlet, alcoholless beer. Like there's a lot of alternatives.
Rosé. There's like a fake rosé. Like Luann came out with one.
Oh, I thought you meant like frozen rosé. But like there are a lot of options, so you still like feel like you're drinking like a beautiful mocktail.
But like I don't even want the sugar.
Okay, drink.
But you know what I'm saying? Like my whole thing is too, like if I'm not drinking, it's probably because I just like don't want that. I don't know. I'm not like a big sugary drink person, so I'm not going to get a mocktail because I don't want it to begin with. Mm-hmm. So if you're just worried about like the perception, I like what you originally said about like don't announce it, don't draw attention to it. Yeah. Like get 1 glass of wine, and then if they're drinking more and you're out to dinner, just be like, no, I'm just not in the mood. Like just stand in it and just show that you could have fun without it. And I don't think anyone's going to judge you or think less. I mean, some people do get insecure and weird about, oh, you're not fun anymore. You're not drinking anymore.
I think people get like sensitive as
do.
like they feel like attacked or judged that
Yes.
they want to keep drinking. Like that's what it is. It's like, oh, you don't want to drink? Like you think you're better than us? But
Yes.
I think that's why you don't have to make it a thing. Just like you decide not to drink and enjoy waking up at 8 a.m. and getting on with your day and not feeling like shit.
I have had people say those kinds of things to me, not anymore as much because now they're used to it. But I would just be like, it doesn't really sit with my stomach. Like, I feel better this way.
Yeah.
Tough. It's your problem.
I think it's a growing, a very popular kind of movement. So
And it's
feels
also
good.
people projecting their own insecurities onto you when they feel uncomfortable with their alcohol consumption. Okay, next question.
So here's the thing. I'm getting married in November in New York, and the venue is gorgeous, overlooking the Hudson. The venue requires vaccination proof, yet my soon-to-be in-laws, both mother and dad, are not vaccinated. What to do? I have no idea. So any advice or input would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Love you.
I mean, when I heard this yesterday, my head went to so many places.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just be honest. My initial gut was like, lie. Like, not lie, but like cover for them so they don't have to get checked at the door. But then I was like, my other brain was like, wait, but that's not fair to your other guests that care about it.
Yeah.
I know, but that was just my like knee-jerk reaction was like, they need to be there. So I was like, you do whatever it takes. But then my rational brain was like, wait, that's fucked up. So I don't know. Like, first of all, I don't really get why the venue would still have that as a requirement because the state doesn't. Do you know what I mean?
I'm so uncomfortable.
You just don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say. I don't know. I think this is like a sensitive issue with a lot of people feeling one way or another. But I also think if it's between your fiance and his parent or her parents, like, I think that's something that I would almost like put on your partner to help manage because
Yeah.
you shouldn't feel so burdened by it, right? Like you and your partner are planning this like large event, and I think it needs to be like a family decision or a couple decision between you guys. I know there are so many layers, like who's paying for what, and it gets hairy, it gets complicated.
I kind of wonder how it even gets to this point of picking a venue that they can't attend. Like, I kind of don't understand how we got here, I guess, because like it seems to me like if my parents couldn't come to something, I don't know if I don't know. Like, the whole situation seems kind of like interesting to me. I feel like there's something I'm missing.
Right.
Or maybe you booked it thinking that they were vaccinated or they weren't, or that restrictions would be lifted by then. But I think there's something you need to work out like internally, because it feels like this is way too important of a thing for something like this to like get in the way of them not being there for your entire wedding. I can't imagine.
Yeah. I think you'll be able to work something out. You know,
There has to be something.
an inroad.
Again, like, check the laws. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not, you don't have to show your vaccination anywhere anymore. I know it's maybe different venue to venue, but I don't think it's like a state law. So maybe it'll be fine.
Maybe there's a way that you can work with a venue to make an exception just for like your immediate family, like your in-laws and your parents, so that they can like get tested on site or some kind of test to like ensure that they are
that's
negative.
True.
Instead of
Yeah, I forgot about testing.
Yeah.
Like, duh.
yeah,
Yeah, can't they just show proof of like negative
like
test?
a rapid test, like.
Yeah, you're right.
If it's just for a small amount of people and you're paying the venue a lot of money, like maybe they'll be open to some kind of solution like that.
That's why my initial gut reaction was like, there's got to be a workaround.
Yeah.
Like, this feels too extreme for the rules that are currently in place. Like, it just seems like people are flying without masks. Like, I think there's a workaround at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Last and final question.
Sorry if I sound weird, just had mouth surgery, but I would love your advice on how to break up with my boyfriend of 4.5 years. We've been doing long distance for 2 years. He lives in a state close by, but I am moving across the country to DC to start a PhD program, and
I love him. He's my best friend. Our relationship's in a great place, but there's no foreseeable end to the long distance. He doesn't want to move to DC. I get that because I don't want to go move to him either. But I just can't keep this going any longer, and I don't know how to rip the Band-Aid off and do it.
Girl, good for you for getting your PhD.
I know, and for getting ahead of this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's so easy to continue on a relationship when you love someone, and you know, but you're basically saying like there is no end in sight for you. I think there is no Band-Aid to rip off. Like, you just got to do it. You just have to, again, back to being honest. Like, I think you need to honestly say to him, I love you. I've loved the time that we've spent together, but we've already done 2 years long distance and there's no end in sight. And I don't know what our future looks like. If there's no end in sight, like, what are we doing? I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. I'm going to be really busy with school. Like, this isn't a matter of like me not having feelings for you. It's just like my practical brain just doesn't see this like working out, which is like really sad.
It's really sad. And I think like an important part in a relationship is having a conversation about like your values and your future and how you see that kind of all coming together. And I think that if you're coming to the table and saying, look, like, my value is, I'm making this up, to get married in a year and have baby in 2 years or whatever it might be, and that's not possible when you're not living together, then your values don't really align anymore, right? So that's when you have to say, like, I love you, I respect you, you're my best friend, but we're just not following the same kind of path, and this isn't the future that I'm seeing for myself. It's really hard, but I think you're doing both of yourselves a favor by kind of having that hard conversation. And
it's kind of hard because it goes against like love conquers all. It's kind of like, well, if you love him so much, like, can't you guys figure something out? But it's like maybe you don't love each other enough if neither of you will or he won't sacrifice for you or vice versa. I mean, obviously you're going to school, so I don't really think that's like a sacrifice, but could you have like tried to apply to schools by him? And I'm sure you did. I know you don't choose which program you get accepted into, but it's just like maybe that's your answer then. If no one's willing to go the extra mile for the other, then maybe that's your answer with like where your love lies.
Yeah. I feel like also she was asking a little bit more, like, she sounded very like resigned. Like, you knew this was like,
yeah, she thought about it.
You thought about it. Like,
She's just
your
waiting.
mind is like made up, and it's more so like, how am I going to have this conversation?
Yes.
Like, do I call him? Do I text? Do not break up with him via text. Do not do that.
I like was in this situation. No. I'm thinking back to when I had to do this.
And you would text.
I did it in person.
Yeah, in person.
But
you can't break up with your boyfriend of 4 years over text.
So I was dating someone for like 3.5 and we were long distance, and I was driving up to his school to go see him. We were in different schools 5 hours away, and I didn't go there with the intention of like ending things. I just like had this weird like feeling, you know, you just have this
on your way there.
Yes.
You knew.
You have this weird gut feeling where I'm just like, it's done.
No,
I swear
it just
my
came
life.
over you, and you're
and
like,
my friend Danielle, her school was like 2 hours from him, but on the way. And I stopped and I go, Danielle, I'm stopping by Binghamton.
She's like stopping by.
Just like casually in the Binghamton area. And I went to her dorm and I was like, I'm breaking up. Like, and she's like, what? And I was like, I just had this like kind of the feeling that this girl's just, when you know at that point,
when your
like,
mind's made up, that's it.
It's almost like you wrestle with something for so long, but then one day you kind of just know what the answer is. I feel, and then we were in person, which like makes it so hard. And I was like, hey, just got here, but by the way, like, we're breaking up. It was really awful because I like loved him and cared about him.
Weekend?
One night,
one last night.
Yeah. Which was also awful.
That's sad.
The whole thing was awful.
It's really sad.
But like, I just was like, I can't keep doing this long distance. Like, that's what it was kind of the same thing as she's saying. It was like, I 2 more years of school. There was just no end in sight. And I just knew something had to give, kind of. So I think you just do it, and it's not going to be easy, and you're going to miss that person in your life. But
it's for the best.
It's for the best. And day at a time, things keep moving. And then, like, now, look, he's married with a baby on the way, I think. And it's like,
wow.
Things
meant to be.
work out the way they're supposed to, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
but I think you do have to meet him in person.
Yeah, if you can. What if they're like hours away?
I think you have to meet in person. You can't end up.
Yeah, true. It's 4.5.
I think you'll both like need the closure, and like we'll both look back on the relationship more fondly if you could say like we had a really beautiful like ending and like it was very respectful. Yeah. So
let us know how it goes.
Good luck.
Oh my God.
And like good luck with your PhD. It's amazing.
You little smart ass.
Yeah, you little smart
ass. Okay, let's spill the tea. There's so much to discuss.
She sent me an outline and was like, these are the spill the tea topics. Please prepare accordingly.
So let's get the little stuff out of the way so we could talk about the big stuff, aka the Kravis wedding, because I have a lot to say. So the first stuff is the Jlo documentary is coming out, I think on Netflix, June 14th. And I saw a trailer for it and like chills down my spine.
Okay.
Tell me everything.
Let's talk. I've always liked Jlo since I saw Made in Manhattan, which is like the best movie ever. But I've always been curious, like what she's like behind closed doors, like what her real personality is.
Same.
And she always like plays the same kind of character in movies, but like is also this like incredible dancer, singer, performer, like.
But then there's all those rumors that she can't sing.
Yeah. And like her love life, I always just like, I feel bad and then I'm excited and then I feel bad. And like, it's just difficult to like put my finger on who I think she is not.
Could I go on a really quick tangent?
Absolutely.
About Jlo and Kourtney and Kim and every other woman in this industry. Okay. I feel so strongly that we need to stop blaming women for men's shortcomings. Like basically when I was putting out a lot of Kravis content about the wedding, so many people were commenting on my videos being like, she changed for him. And it's the same narrative when A-Rod and Jlo broke up. They're like, oh, she has another boyfriend, she's moved on again. It's like, actually she got cheated on. Actually, you know what I mean? Like, actually, Kourtney's in love. Or when, like, a female goes to a man's, like, sports game and the game, they don't win. They're like, oh, it was bad luck because the girl was in the audience. It's like, why do women always get blamed for men making awful decisions?
Yes, but I also think that, like you just said, like people will be like, oh, she changed, and say it like as if it's like a bad like a criticism. But I do think that you do kind of change a little bit when you're in a new relationship or in it, like as you're going through different phases of your life, right? You grow, you learn, you change a little bit. And when you're with someone who brings out different characteristics or different, like you're doing different things, then like you do change. And I think we just have to honor and respect that change and be like, oh, this is that chapter of their life and what they're like. So
it's like maybe they changed because now they found a new interest and now they really love it. And who knows what it is, but I just hate that narrative. Like it was just driving me crazy. Everyone's like, Kourtney changed for Travis. It's like, yeah, no shit she did. Like we're all watching it happen in front of our eyes. But
flew on a plane.
But he changed too. That is my point.
Yes.
Like
it's love.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You have to talk closer to me.
I know, I'm dripping sweat. Sorry. It's so hot here.
I'm not. I'm freezing for some reason.
What?
Okay. Oh, Jlo documentary. So
it looks incredible. She's a powerhouse. She's so gorgeous. I want to see her kids. Like I want to see like more behind the curtain.
I was gonna say, I think what you were getting at before I went on my tangent was that like you're excited to see who she actually is.
Yes.
Which is, I feel the same way. Like we don't know Jlo really. Like I feel like these mega stars, we only know the illusion that they put out there and we don't really get to know who they are as people at all.
Yeah, and I respect that they have to put up that boundary. Like when you're so famous, like you need your privacy, you need your personal life. I totally get that. But the nosy part of me who like respects and like admires these celebrities, like I also want to know what you're like as a person.
I was actually thinking the other day how Lizzo does such a good job at that, and like Doja Cat, because they're so active on TikTok that as a fan you feel like you know them and like you're in on their jokes, and like they're these really famous people, but you feel like you could be like there's a reason really I watch Lizzo and I'm like, oh, we'd be best friends. But you don't feel that way with Jennifer Lopez or Jennifer Lawrence or, you know, these mega stars. But with people that show more of themselves, like you could relate to them like more. So I think there's something to be said for the people that are doing that really well, and then the celebrities that maybe like missed the boat on that by being so private for so many years.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of realizing now.
Yeah. I wonder if it's also a little bit of like an age thing, like just like a Gen Z.
Yeah.
Lizzo's not Gen Z, but like.
But she like does reach that audience. Yeah. I watched a movie on Netflix.
Wait, but you guys have to watch the Jlo documentary. We all have to watch it.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
gonna talk about it because it looks real good.
June 14th.
Wait, after this, can we watch Jlo's halftime video again?
Yeah, but I have to edit this podcast. Go live at midnight. Guys, we're recording this on Monday at 8 p.m. So this is going live in like 4 hours. I watched a movie on Netflix called Senior Year with, what's her name? The blonde Australian comedian. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her name. Hold on.
Australian comedian.
Senior Year.
Is she young?
I can't type with these long ass nails. Okay. Oh yeah, this girl. Rebel Wilson.
Oh.
Rebel Wilson, and it was really corny. Like if you guys need a Hibley to watch, 100% go for it. It was probably the biggest Hibley I've seen in a really long time because like it was really bad, but cute. It was kind of like 13 going on 30 meets like Freaky Friday meets, you know, it was one of those like corny shows or movies, but it was like, it was cute. It was cute.
Wait, there's another new movie on Netflix.
I saw it with
the guy from Sex Life.
Yes,
I watched it. It was so bad.
That takes Hibley to a new level.
But like,
I couldn't even focus until the very end.
That girl, Victoria Justice, I thought she was a Disney star.
Yeah, she was.
I thought she was a Disney star. She's our age.
She was a Disney star. She's not anymore.
I thought she was 14. But she looked like...
She's beautiful.
Beautiful.
He's so hot.
So hot. They're still together in Sex Life. The two characters from Sex Life.
I thought you were saying him and...
No, sorry. The
Victoria Justice.
The girl from Sex Life and what's his name?
Yeah, Adam Devine or something. No,
Devine.
That's the character. That's the comedian. Adam Devine or whatever.
No,
Adam. Do you follow him?
Yeah, of course. Demos.
Um,
Perfect Pairing is the movie.
Awful movie. Perfect Pairing. It's called
Hibley.
Huge
strong Hibley vibe. You'll know right away.
Because it's like movies like that are so bad that you hate them so much, but you kind of like them, you know? Okay, next thing on my list that I want to talk about, we had some people leaving SNL this week. I'm not a huge SNL person. I'm just going to be honest about that. I've never watched it in my life. Like I just watch little things here and there when people I know are on it. But I just thought it was interesting. Another thing, someone blaming Kim Kardashian for Pete Davidson leaving SNL.
Really?
Back to the whole tangent before about people blaming women for men's decisions. Like Kim Kardashian probably has nothing to do with him leaving SNL. I'm pretty sure he's been saying for like a year or two that he wanted to leave and he left. But you said you were upset about Kate McKinnon leaving.
Oh, Kate McKinnon and Edie Bryant. They are so funny. I love Kate McKinnon. And they gave her like a really proper send up. I love SNL. I watch it all
I was
the
going to
time.
say, are you like a big
I'm
SNL
a
stan?
SNL stan. Yeah, I think it's amazing. There's something about SNL because it's been on for so many years. Like my grandpa used to watch it. My dad watches it every week. Like we talk about it as a family. It's like generational.
Yeah.
So I love the show. And they gave like her a really good kind of send off in the cold opening. It was like stupid, but like I appreciated it.
I heard the skits were awful last night.
Yeah.
Or whenever, not last night.
No, when Selena Gomez was on 2 weeks ago, it was really bad.
No one did it better than Kim K. I wanted to talk about the Kardashians on Hulu here. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. I thought it was really incredible to see the backstory of Kim fighting for prison reform and seeing her help Julius Jones. I thought it was just so like amazing to see the influence of celebrity in the fact that she was like calling up all of these celebrities and having them put out tweets and statements and seeing someone use their platform for such good. I was really happy that they were able to showcase that because I think sometimes we don't realize how much is going on behind the scenes, and it was just a really good like inside look at her life and what she's actually doing.
I remember like when the Julius Jones, when we were waiting to find out if he was going to be pardoned or commuted, I remember seeing all these celebrities like talking about it and like posting everything. But to your point, like seeing the behind the scenes and knowing that Kim was like kind of like pulling strings and spearheading it on the back end, like I really like the Kardashians.
I really respect her.
And I have so much respect for her. I feel like she's truly like taken her platform and really dedicated herself to doing something incredible, and I really have a lot of respect for her.
Me too. And the way she also was like on the phone with his family and so like deeply invested, it was just, I thought it was really great to see. And I like how this new show is taking one kind of like topic per episode and focusing on that versus like a corny like prank with Kim, a corny this with Chris, with Scott doing this. It's
Auntie
like
Chris, it's me, Todd Chris.
Yeah, like it's more just like a real. I also have a controversial hot take on Scott Disick. You know, like we watched the show and he's like, Courtney, I'm so sad. I honestly don't buy it. Like I think Scott is playing into the audience. I think he knows we're going to watch it and be like, oh my God, poor Scott. Like Courtney has no emotion towards him. And I think Courtney, we're actually seeing her be like, get over it. Like I think she's like, we broke up 7-8 years ago and I gave you 9 million chances and
you did me so dirty.
He cheated on her in the beginning of her relationship. He was like always drunk and in and out of rehab and working on himself and doing this and doing that, and I think she gave him so many opportunities to step up to the plate, and I think that's why we're seeing her not have much remorse towards him. And I think he knows the viewers want the OG Scott and Courtney, so he like is playing into this thing where in reality he's like flying around hooking up with models and the girl from Too Hot to Handle, and I'm like, he's like fooling. No, like whatever, good for her, good for him, but I'm saying I think he's fooling us a little bit by being like, poor me.
I think he's playing into it a little
100%. He knows it's playing at people's heartstrings.
I'm not
saying he's not upset.
I do like, I feel so bad for him on one hand. Like he lost his parents, and like the Kardashians are his family, and they always will be. When you're connected by kids, you're always going to be family. But I also, like, when he went to lunch with Chris and was like, you didn't invite me to your birthday? Like, of course I want to come to your birthday. Like, I really do feel bad for him, but I feel bad for the whole family. Like, it's just an awkward...
Because what are they supposed to do?
Dynamic. Like, how do they pick sides? But, like, he's family, but, like, they want...
But I have frustration because I think Courtney's like, if you just did what I asked of you, this wouldn't be a question.
I know.
And I think I sent her frustration.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's probably also frustrated that people are like, poor him. When she's like, what about poor me? Like, this man cheated on me.
I think Courtney is in such a love bubble cocoon. Like, could not give less fucks. She's like, I've been so over Scott for years. Like, I don't, like, you want to talk to him? Cool. You want him to come? Cool. You don't want him to come? Cool. Like, I don't care. Me and Travis will be on this couch humping each other. Like, let me know if the house is on fire. Otherwise, leave us alone.
Okay, let's talk about the wedding.
You did excellent reporting, excellent predictions. You were spot the fuck on. I called you yesterday and I was like, oh, we should book our flights to Italy. And she was like, now? And I was like, what's wrong? And she was, I'm in the middle of the wedding.
I was like, I am reporting very breaking news right now. I do not have time to book a flight to Italy. Speaking of, it's so ironic that we're booking flights to Italy while I'm reporting on the Kravis wedding. I was like, please hold. Like, we might need to take a detour to Positano. Is it Positano or
Positano?
No,
Positano.
but
Capri.
I said they were somewhere else with a P, and someone's like, that's not where they are. I don't know. Whatever. Let me live. So, my thoughts on the Kravis wedding. So, obviously on TikTok, I like to keep things super positive, and I don't really like believe in hating on celebrities. Like, some people were commenting on Courtney's like body and people's looks, and like that stuff I really you'll never ever hear me do. The one thing I am going to do today is be critical of the clothes and the aesthetic, and I think that is okay to do because we all have different tastes. So this is my disclaimer that I'm going to be honest about my opinions, but I don't really think it's mean to do that because like Joan Rivers would be proud. I think
Joan Rivers the nicest lady.
No, because I think we need to bring back like fashion police a little bit.
All right. I mean, you're allowed to have an opinion.
So my opinion is I hate the color red. Like, I think red is the worst color in the color wheel. Like,
what?
It's disgusting.
Worse than like green.
Yes. Picture green for a wedding. Sage.
I'm thinking like Kelly green, like the shirt you wore the other day.
Or the one you're wearing right now.
This is like beautiful.
No, but that's Kelly.
No,
Wait. Oh, no, that's not Kelly green.
Like the shirt that you wore the other day.
That's a green.
I hate that color.
I don't love it either. Barney green.
Barney green.
Okay,
Or
listen.
Barney purple. Oh,
I hate purple too. Purple's up there. I think purple's a disgusting color. And I know that's every little girl's favorite color.
No,
it's
not me.
disgusting. No. Lavender's okay. Yeah. Purple. All right. Anyway, I hate red. I think it's the tackiest color of all colors. I'm not talking about a red lip. Okay. I'm talking about like a red patent leather shoe. Vomit. A red rose. So tacky. I hate red.
Red roses are like romance. Like,
No. I think it's disgusting.
you're so strong with your words. Your hatred.
I really, really don't like red.
Okay.
Like, really, really don't. And the fact that everything was red. Imagine how I feel.
What about like P's hair was so pretty.
You can't really compare red hair to like engine red.
She died. I mean, it was.
I'm not going to talk about a child's hair. No, I thought P looked adorable.
I think all of the kids looked so cute.
The amount of red in P in Alabama's dresses was enough for me. It was tasteful. Yeah. It's the red floor, the red carpets, it's too much for me. It's very like vampy. It comes across to me personally very tacky. It's like the least favorite thing you could do for me.
Can I say I'm a little bit surprised by your take? A little bit. Only because I think that the whole like Gothic vibe that Kravis is
my
like
aesthetic.
your aesthetic. Not your aesthetic, but like what you aspire for. Mm-hmm. And so I felt like you would be a little bit more like, this is perfect.
When I think Italy, which is like where I want to get married, I have boards like pinned. It's like string lights under the Tuscan sky and playing off the nature and like the beautiful warm tones. And
so you felt like maybe it was a little bit too much in that environment. Like
it's not even about the environment. I just didn't like the vibe. Okay. Let me be clear. I could appreciate the vibe for them. Like, I thought it was beautiful in its own way. Is it what I would choose? No.
Yeah. Okay.
Did I think it was a spectacle and really cool? Yes. Like, I think it was lovely in its own way.
Yeah.
But for me personally, like, that's the last thing I would pick.
Yeah. I think you have to separate like what you want your wedding to be like,
I'm
and
just
then
explaining
like how we think they did as their own wedding.
No, I agree, but I just wanted to go on the record about hating red.
Okay. It's noted. We've documented.
You really drove that fact home. Okay, so now about them and less about me. I thought that let's start with like day one looks.
Oh.
So we had Chloe in the cheetah outfit.
Obsessed.
Stunning, very Dolce and Gabbana. I thought that her outfit was gorgeous. I loved the earrings with it. I could get down with like the Gothic crosses. Like, I'm fine with that. I thought Kim's outfit, it was like the bandage looking. It looked like Balenciaga, honestly.
Yeah.
Perfect, but very predictable. Like, it's very what she's been wearing.
Yeah.
Gloves, tight, the boots merge into the feet. Like, it was very what she does. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't necessarily like really taken aback, but obviously she's so pretty.
Amazing, yeah.
Chris's
star dress.
Oh, do you know, I forgot that dress was Dolce & Gabbana, but I remember loving that when it was out a few years ago.
Oh, really?
Yes, I remember being obsessed with that dress.
It looked like a little bit like a throwback, but Chris looked really pretty.
I thought Chris looked great the whole weekend. Like, the best she's ever looked. Her glam, her hair. I loved what she wore to the wedding. She did even the leopard with the feathers. Like, I thought it was fun. Like, it was all very costumey.
Yeah.
Is the thing. Mm-hmm. So I think when I think Italy, like to me personally, Kim and Kanye's wedding to me
I was just thinking I need to look at Kim and Kanye's
like
wedding.
how it should be done. They were first in Paris and then they went to Italy and they were just so chic, so elegant, and that's personally more my style. But I liked this for Kourtney and Travis. Like that's their vibe. I didn't love like all of the black. Just because it doesn't feel very like marital to me, which like maybe call me old school. And like I respect that they don't necessarily feel like they need to fit into the molds, and that is their thing. But I just felt like it was just a lot of like heavy black leather in 70-degree weather. And I was just like, how are they not chafing?
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God, that video of Kendall, I know this is on the wedding day, but of her trying to walk up the stairs with her feet, I felt that.
Yeah, like I was just like, this is realistic.
Yeah.
Like they were all wearing pleather. I'm like, aren't you dying? Like I can't even imagine.
Hot.
I thought that it was cute how like the whole family was there. There's a few key players that everyone's like, where were they? Where were they? So notably missing was Corey. Which there are rumblings online that maybe he had tested positive for COVID. That could just be a rumor that people are making up to like make an assumption. I'm not sure. It does feel weird that he wasn't there. So I'm hoping that's the reason, because otherwise maybe there's trouble. I don't even want to put that out there, but it just feels like kind of weird he wouldn't be there. The second person everyone thought was missing that literally wasn't is Mason. He was there. I think he tries to keep a low profile, probably doesn't want to be in that many pictures, but he was in paparazzi photos the first day, and you could see him in the back of some of the wedding photos. Rob Kardashian doesn't look like he was there, which doesn't surprise me because he didn't go to Kim's wedding either when it was in Italy. I think the press and everything really overwhelms him. It just more so makes me sad that he's missing these important moments. And then the last one that everyone's asking about is Caitlyn. And I'm really not surprised at all that Caitlyn wasn't there, because as a Kardashian stan, I'm very aware of the fact that they've had ups and downs with Caitlyn throughout the years. Like I think in Caitlyn's book, she talked badly about Kris a little bit, or maybe in the press. And I think they're okay now, but it's just been like kind of up and down. So it really didn't surprise me. But those were the four people that like, oh, and Pete, everyone's like, where's Pete? But we all realize now he was on SNL. I thought maybe he would fly out today.
I saw Not Skinny But Not Fat trying to do the math. Like if he gets on the flight right now, if he leaves.
Like 7 hours. No, I was doing the same thing. I was part of me was thinking maybe he would show up today if the family continued their trip in Italy. Yeah. But it doesn't really look like that's happening at this point. But obviously we know why he wasn't there. So I think it all makes sense. It seemed like a really quiet wedding. Like there was a few celebrities there, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly.
It was like really intimate.
Really
Can I
intimate.
say my favorite part about the wedding?
Of course.
My favorite part about the wedding was it really seemed like they just wanted, like at the end of the day, like a really normal, like kind of like American wedding. Like they were playing like Shout and like,
oh, I was like, what gave you normal about that Gothic affair?
I know Andrew Bocelli is like singing like personalized songs, but they were just playing like American like wedding classic songs and like dancing, and like it was very
like
intimate.
I love you, baby.
Yeah, just wanted to dance. And like when they brought out the like matching white leather jackets that I feel like could be like so chuggy.
I was gonna say they're chuggy,
but like it's just cute. Like cute. You want to be wearing like your Mrs. jacket. Like I think they just wanted to like bask in their love, and it's crazy. Like her sisters have been married multiple times. It was her first wedding.
Yeah. I just want to say I'm like aside from me hating red, like I'm really happy for Kourtney.
You can see such a difference in her. Like she just seems a lot like lighter, and like I say this as if like we go way back.
No, but you can just tell because we watch her
for so many years.
She seems so in love and so happy, and I think they're perfect. And it's literally just a difference in taste.
And how happy she seems.
Oh, I was saying how I think her dress. I loved the veil on her dress. Someone commented saying they thought it was the woman from Starbucks. Which I was dying about. Did I love the wedding dress? Not for me, but what I do think is that the pictures are going to be sick, and in years we're going to look back and they're going to look insane.
She's going to look iconic in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I think they were looks. I think also one thing worth noting is that apparently Sunday was National Gothic Day. Did you know that?
No.
And everyone's like, of course they're getting married.
Did they make that day a national holiday?
It literally is a national holiday. Whether it's a coincidence or not, I'm not sure, but it's too weird to not be.
Sorry, complete change of topic, but do you know who else got married in Italy this weekend?
Who?
Stassi and Bo.
No, 2 weekends ago.
2 weekends ago.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
They were just in Paris.
But they were married, well, kind of like Kravis, but they were married before they had the baby, so I think they'd been married for a while.
Oh, I thought they had a very beautiful wedding. Too.
Gorgeous. See, that was my
is my
style. Not necessarily the venue, but her dresses and stuff.
She looked
Gorgeous. That's the thing. Class. But listen, the Kardashians are, it's a charade. Like, no, but you know what I'm saying? Like, their whole thing is to be celebrities. Celebrities are outrageous. The one thing I thought was really weird was that it was like this Dolce & Gabbana sponsored weekend.
Yeah, can we talk about that? I thought that was very
in your face.
Very in your face and like almost an interesting partnership. I feel like
because they're
the
so
Kardashians-
controversial.
I feel like the Kardashians are more involved with other designers too, and not so like in cahoots with Dolce & Gabbana.
Well, Dolce & Gabbana has been known to make like negative remarks towards them in the past, as well as like be very controversial.
Very controversial in general.
And obviously when you think of like Italy, Dolce & Gabbana is a huge brand, but like as is Gucci and as is, you know, it was just interesting, but it sounds like they sponsored it all. They like took everyone out on this $60 million yacht and they, you know, there was definitely some kind of exchange going on there.
I mean,
all
look
of
how
you
much publicity they got.
Yeah. It was interesting. We can't go without saying that Rain in his knee highs.
No. He had the best look of the whole weekend.
Was that not the cutest kid you've He looked so handsome. I was
He looked royal. He looked
like Prince George.
Like Prince George. He looked really
except
regal.
cuter. Like he looked adorable. And then in his little two-piece like outfit, I'm like, is this Harry Styles? Like I'm so confused. All right, guys. The episode's getting long. So we are gonna go. Thank you, Jill, for coming on.
It's been a blast and a half.
Like, anytime. And thank you guys for listening. If you are new, please rate, review, subscribe. It's really helping. And thank you guys so much again for supporting me. I love you, and I will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.